southwestern Mecosta County now. So all along this line, you can expect the possibility of some damaging winds from southwestern Mecosta County all the way through western Montcalm County as these storms move off to the northeast. We're going to stay on the air for a little while until the threat has passed in here, just in case the National Weather Service decides to upgrade the warnings. Haven't seen any ground truth to that, but we always appreciate whether or not you can see the storms at least below the radar height, because the radar is up around 2,000 or 3,000 feet above the ground, so it cannot see anything between 2,000 feet up and down to the ground. That's why we rely on weather spotters. We had a wind gust in the Cedar Springs area here in the last hour or so, or last half hour or so, of 59-mile-per-hour winds. So this is increasing in strength. For those folks in western Montcalm County and southwestern Mecosta County, those are the areas where there are some indications there could be some rotation, and that rotation could be translating down closer to the ground. We're going to take a look at some of the wind gusts inside the storm as the radar updates about every 2 or 3 minutes. These are the areas under consideration. This storm has now moved into that region there in northern Montcalm counties. And this rotation right here, this is the one we're concerned about, starting to show some very strong rotation in southwestern Mecosta County. I'm going to put it right down. That's right along 131 as it's moving up through there. I'm going to try to get down to a little bit more street level. It is generally to the northwest of Morley and northeast Etna Township, heading toward Stanwood. If you are in those areas, I would strongly consider heading to a place of safe shelter. This is just a severe thunderstorm warned storm, and here it is. They're going to be issuing a tornado warning. National Weather Service has just issued that. That is now been upgraded from a severe thunderstorm warning into a tornado warning for the reasons I just showed you. This is straight out of the National Weather Service here in Grand Rapids. So we're going to stay on the air until this storm does pass, as we're starting to see this storm increase in intensity due to the radar signature of a possible tornado. Again, this will be in the areas of Mecosta County, excluding the Big Rapids area. This will be for much of the rest of the county. These storms are moving northeast at about 40 to 45 miles an hour, so you'll have a little less than a minute to head to a place of safe shelter. So if you're in Stanwood, Canadian Lakes, on up through the Rodney area, Chippewa Lake, Barryton, and Remus, you are strongly advised to head to a place of safe shelter. Of course, we appreciate any kind of confirmation as to what you may be seeing on the ground, but only if it is safe to do so. You can see the rotation is tightening here just to the east of 131. That would be also south of Stanwood, but at the rate these storms are moving and at the rate the radar does update, these storms could definitely be in the Stanwood area at this time as it moves off in this general vicinity. Some wind gusts to 56 miles per hour happened earlier this evening along the lakeshore in Saugatuck, 44-mile-an-hour winds also in the Holland area, and 59-mile-per-hour winds in northern Kent County around Cedar Springs. And this certainly could be translating and getting stronger as it moves up into this region. I'm going to turn a little rotational loop on and see if we can pick up some things over the last hour or so. Right now, there's the track showing a little bit further to the south, down through the Etna Township area into Morley. That is where that parent storm is right here, and so this is the area that you need to be watching out for. These are also about 4 or 5 minutes behind the fact. What we are looking at here is about a 2-minute-old information with the apex of the tornado right in through here. It's east of 131, and this is moving northeast at about 45 miles per hour. So again, about less than a minute or so before you can actually get to a place of safe shelter. This is for folks in Mecosta County. Right now, I'm not seeing any debris. This is the debris potential. What we look for inside the storm is whether or not when the color is uniform, like it is generally in through here. This indicates it's just generally rain, heavy rain, could be all the same size. It's when you start getting things that are dissimilar that you start to see different colors. There's a small area right here where it's a little bit of a different color. That could be maybe some tree leaves, some branches or something being lofted by the storm. But I'm not seeing any widespread wind with this. It's just showing that there is a strong rotation a couple thousand feet above the ground right through here that is east of the 131 area. Moving to just south of Stanwood, and it should be moving up into the central part of the county, northern part of the county, over the next several minutes or so. I'm going to see if there's any new information on this tornado warning that has come out here in the last few minutes. Tornado warning officially for Mecosta County. This is a radar indicated storm. Flying debris could be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed if you happen to be right in the path of that particular storm. So if you can get to a place of safe shelter other than your mobile home, certainly do so with safety. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles are expected to occur where the tornado touches down, and the tree damage is certainly likely as well. So the thing is to take cover now, move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. You want to avoid windows at all costs, and if you are outdoors in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. For those of you just joining us or expecting to see Daily Blast Live, we have a tornado warning that is in effect for portions of Mecosta County that was issued here a little while ago. And this was issued at 7:03. We're going to stay on the air until the warning has been canceled or it expires as that moves to the northeast. Right now, Weather Service has pushed the speed of this up to 60 miles per hour. So the actual storm, if it is on the ground, would take less than a minute to cover 1 mile. So if you're less than a mile away from the storm, you need to get into a place where it's substantial or below ground before that storm actually arrives in your location. It does look right now that the storm is increasing in intensity. Wherever you see the red and green very close to each other, right at the center of that, right in through here, is where the circulation would be on the ground. It's in Austin Township right now. You folks that live there know where that is. It has been moving steadily from the southwest to the northeast very quickly, up to 60 miles an hour. And you can see the path of this is a few minutes behind, moving generally in this direction. So if you're in the Rodney area, up towards Chippewa Lake, near Barryton here in about 15 minutes or so. Those are the areas, if you live in those areas, you should be taking a place of safe shelter right now. There is the rotation. Here is the current radar path. That's zoomed in a little bit close, but I wanted to get down to the street level. This is now to the east of Stanwood, to the west of Austin Township, with wind gusts very strong. I'm going to see if I can take a look at some of the strong winds in the outbound areas. This is a wind gust of 51 miles per hour going away from the radar, and this is 12 miles an hour coming into the radar. So this is a fairly broad circulation right now, but already winds being detected aloft by up around 2,500, maybe 3,000 feet of 51 miles per hour. You can always text information to us or send video to us by texting the word weather to 616-559-1310, or point your camera at that QR code and it will give you information on how you can share your photos, your information with us. We always like to have ground truth to actually tell us what is going on down at the ground. We can only do so much by looking at it with our weather equipment. But all indications are that there's a strong rotation or possibly a tornado in Mecosta County. This is until 7:45. We are going to stay on the air to protect our viewers in Mecosta County until the threat has passed. as this storm is radar indicated. No observed yet with this storm. Nonetheless, could produce winds at least 60 miles per hour, up to 70 perhaps, and a small hail, less than 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Looking back at the elements that go into this storm, we got a very strong feed coming in from the south, very warm, moist air. And there's been a little bit of some spin, what we call shear in the atmosphere, and that shear is taking place and starting to tighten up and rotate through the Austin Township area. Expect another radar update here in another minute or two. Looks like it's passing to the northwest of Canadian Lakes right now. But nonetheless, all folks to the north and west of Canadian Lakes are under the most severe part of this storm. Folks in Rodney, this may be actually approaching your area, since this is radar scan has not shown up here in the last couple of minutes or so. I'm going to try to shift a little bit further south. This seems to be the only area of concern right now. I'm going to zoom on out to look at other locations just in case. This is well to the north and east of Grand Rapids, but you can see that highlighted white area is where the area of concern is right now. Inside the storm, I have not seen any reports of any hail. This is a hail indicator. This is a couple of minutes behind as well. It doesn't impress me as a hail producer. Maybe P to marble size hail at the very most with this. The main threat is the tightening rotation with perhaps some strong damaging winds. Again, this is moving through Austin Township just to the west and northwest of Canadian Lakes. Looking at any debris that may be lofted with this, not seeing any indication to me of any debris at least reaching up to 3,000 feet or so. It does appear that this right now is at least just a rotation on the not on the ground, but that could certainly change with someone saying, yes, I can see that. Nonetheless, this could also be hard to detect because there is so much rain falling at this time. I'm going to show how hard it is raining in through this area. Just downpours coming through the region. So I could see perhaps maybe an inch or two of rain in a very short period of time. So in those areas, you also want to be on the outlook for perhaps some flooding going on with the storm precipitation. Heavy downpours, also quite a bit of lightning with this storm. There have been reports of up to at least 45 to 50 lightning strikes just in this view alone. And if I zoom out to at least West Michigan, this has been a line of strong storms moving all the way from Cadillac all the way down to South Bend. Nearly 400 lightning strikes just in the past just in the past 30 minutes or so. For those of you just joining us, we are focusing on a tornado warning in Mecosta County, where there is radar indication of a possible tornado moving up through the center part of the county as that storm races off to the northeast at about 60 miles per hour. Still waiting on an update to see whether or not we're getting some stronger rotation other than in Austin Township. Zoom in a little bit through here. It's approaching Rodney right now. I know a few folks from the past up in the Rodney area, but right now I'm not seeing any kind of indication where there might, it just looks like a broad circulation right in through here with the apex, right, the center part right in through here, just to the southwest of Rodney, moving to the northeast at about 60 miles an hour. So you will have less than a minute if you are in the area of M20 right now. M20 just kind of snakes its way from Big Rapids down through Rodney and then eventually over into Remus. The areas south of Rodney are the areas that are considered under the gun for this particular tornado warning. A couple of other elements to talk about for our folks back to the west of this. The severe thunderstorm warning for Newaygo County is going to expire here, or it has expired. But the threat remains considerable for those areas of western Montcalm County and especially southwestern Mecosta County, as this severe thunderstorm warning has the capability of not only producing some strong winds, but also some of the hail, but also severe thunderstorm can also spawn a tornado at any moment. And that is the reason why this particular storm has been tornado warned. It is only a radar indicated tornado. Until we get some kind of confirmation that it is not a tornado, we are going to stay on the air until that has been confirmed. So once again, as far as the storm system itself, the places to take safe shelter, of course, are in the lowest point in your house. If you cannot get into the lowest point of your house, like the basement, you'll want to seek shelter in a sturdy building, especially if you're in the Barryton area over toward Remus. It's already a little bit too late. Just shelter in place in Austin Township as this storm is moving through the region. The circulation has not gotten any tighter in here. This may be just a broad circulation. There could be a wall cloud in this area getting closer to the ground, but until we see this threat diminish on the radar, this could easily spin up a very quick tornado, perhaps maybe just a couple of 100 yards long. That would be unfortunate if you were in the path of that particular storm, which is to the south and west of M20. It actually may be over those areas, approaching Rodney right now, as the radar is about a minute or two as it processes millions and billions of data and puts it into a form that can be seen on the radar. Mainly, it's just raining hard in most other locations. If we turn on our sweeping radar, it is just downpouring with this, so it's going to be very hard to see any kind of tornado if there indeed is one, because it would be definitely rain wrapped, and you would not see that rain wrapped tornado. It would come in at a point where it would just surprise you. So the best place to be is in a place of safe shelter. I'm looking at some of the precipitation rate, how hard it's raining in a short period of time. Some of this purple rain right in through here, over 2 inches of rain per hour if it stayed in one spot. This is also near the Stanwood area. So this is just amazingly heavy rain, along with the lightning and thunder and the possibility of some strong winds very close to the areas south and west of the Remus area and the southwest of the Rodney area. I apologize. Number of lightning strikes in here. Anytime you see lightning, it's dangerous. And when you see all of these lightning strikes coupled in one area, especially the positive strikes, we've had at least, I see 5 or 6 there showing up on the map. 42 total strikes just in the last 30 minutes alone. Inside the storms as well, there could be the possibility of some large hail. I'm not very impressed with this. This could be pea to marble sized hail, along with the heavy downpours, the vivid lightning. But the main threat right now appears to be the threat from strong damaging winds associated with this little circulation, which is now basically right over the city of Rodney, heading northeast. This is taking a little bit more northwestern track right up and through here. So if you're in the Chippewa Lake area, maybe on up toward Barryton, those are the areas that should be heading to a place of safe shelter. Don't wait for the storm to get there. I'm going to get in a little bit closer. That's near Chippewa Lake, Chippewa Township. Looking at some of the other townships, Fork Township, also there's the Canadian Lakes area, Manlius Township, this Martini Township, I apologize. Colfax Township is already moving into there. This is where the center of the circulation appears to have be, and now it has moved up a little bit further to the north. I'm seeing that the circulation appears to have moved up into this area, maybe a little bit of a residual area right in through here, as the storm may have multiple little whirls along that line of strong to severe thunderstorms. The actual line of storms running through right about in through here, so there could be multiple little spin-ups right along that line, right in through here. Again, Chippewa Lake, you are under the gun. It looks like the circulation has moved just to the south and east of the village of Rodney. It's now north of M20 to the east of there as well, heading up on into northeastern Mecosta County, well to the east of Big Rapids. And if you're in the Barryton area and Fork Township, those areas to the north, you should be heading into a place of safe shelter if you haven't already. To recap, National Weather Service issued a tornado warning here about 7:03 for portions of Mecosta County as that storm has moved through that area, is moving through that area. If you're in the Morley area, Stanwood area, the tornado threat has passed you, so you can come back up out of shelter. Maybe if you got caught in the rain, it's going to be raining here for at least a little while, and then the storms will be over as these move off to the northeast. Until we get confirmation that the threat for tornado has passed in this region or a verification, we're going to stay on the air for our folks who are up in the Mecosta County area as these storms have moved on through that area. I know there are folks watching from Muskegon and also in the greater Grand Rapids area. I want to give a little bit wider look until the radar updates here of the storms as they have moved on through. We had a confirmed waterspout out over Lake Michigan earlier this evening, about 5:15 off Pier Marquette Beach. It was barely visible, did not do any damage, but you could see the whirl on the water there. And those storms have moved through the region, and maybe that's part of that spin up that is moving into southwestern Mecosta County right now. The threat for severe weather is passing as the storms have been exiting, so areas to the east, west of Grand Rapids likely will not see any severe weather here this evening. But that line does extend all the way down into portions of Allegan and also Van Buren County right in through here. Kalamazoo, you are still going to see the strongest storms move there. Also in Allegan, you are going to see some of the stronger storms move in through here. But the main threat appears to continue to be on up in the tornado warned area of Mecosta County, where the warning is expected to stay in effect for about another 21 minutes or until this storm system exits the region. I'm going to take a little closer look to see if the rotation continues. Yes, you can still see that there is quite a bit of wind right in through here where the red and green come very close together. That is an indication where there could be rotation on the ground. It's not as evident as it was with the Portage tornado. It is not as evident here as it was with the Belmont tornadoes, northern Kent County last August. So this is possible. It is not reaching the ground, but if it is, you want to be in a place of safe shelter. This is in the Chippewa Lake area, heading off into northeastern Mecosta County, and eventually will be pushing on up into Osceola County. Right now it is well south of US 10. You've probably got 20 minutes or so along US 10 up in the Hersey area, I should say in the Everett area, as it will be passing in those regions. Very heavy downpours associated with this, putting on the radar loop through here. These are some tall thunderstorms, probably reaching at least 30,000 feet. Going to take a look at, though, the taller the storm is, the more potential it can tap into the cold air that would be coming down as a downdraft right into the north of Stanwood. These are 40,000 top storms, so there is a lot of potential. This is starting to approach supercell status. So this is a very tall storm, tap a lot of energy aloft, going to bring those winds very quickly down to the ground. Also, as that wind hits the ground, can spin up and produce the rotation that we see here on the radar. This is in the Chippewa Lake area. Right in through here would be the apex. I would still be concerned right in through here with a little bit. This is along the cold front or the outflow boundary of the storm. So you get these little spin ups all along this particular area. There could be one right up in here as well. The best thing to do is just be in a place of safe shelter as these storms rumble on through the region. All of the other severe thunderstorm warnings have either expired or have been canceled. They've all been expired. The ones for Newaygo County earlier tonight and the ones for the Kent County region have all expired. Those did not produce any severe weather, at least as far as my knowledge is concerned, but the threat is still considerable for portions of northern and eastern Mecosta County, and I see warnings have now been issued for Osceola County as well. This one indicated until 8 o'clock this evening, as I mentioned, for the cities of Everett. It'll be a very, very doubtful that they'll make it back into the Hersey area, but nonetheless, you are under a new warning there for possible severe weather. This is radar indicated with winds up to 60 miles per hour or hail up to 3/4 of an inch in diameter. The considerable threat remains for central and northeastern Mecosta County, as there continues to be radar indication of the storm there. We will stay on the air for those folks there until we get some kind of indication that the threat has passed. And right now I do not see the threat passing any time in the next 5 or 10 minutes. The circulation is broadening out here. It is moving now to the north of Chippewa Lake, to the northwest of Barryton. Right in through here is where the apex of that would be. Still some winds going away from the radar. That is outbound from the radar, which is down in Grand Rapids. Winds coming toward the radar in through here. And as those winds get closer and closer together, they spin up like an ice skater on the ice. And as the winds tighten up around there, the skater goes faster, the winds go faster. And right now, this is the apex of where all of that could be taking place. We can show it to you in a little different manner as the rotations come on through. This is the path of the strongest rotations. You can see it started down in the Croton area, east of Croton, and eventually pushed its way on up across southwest Mecosta County, right through the center part of the county, north of Canadian Lakes, and now has moved into the northern part of that county. So at the rate it's moving, it could be moving out of the county within the next 10 to 15 minutes or so. Until that happens, we will stay on the air for our folks up south of Everett and in the Barryton area, north of Chippewa Lake. We do appreciate any kind of ground truth as to what the storms are doing in your part, if it is safe to do so. Further out, we're watching around west Michigan, the storms exiting the region, at least exiting Muskegon and Oceana counties down through Allegan County, down through, Ottawa County, and they're still going strong across Allegan County, Van Buren County, Kalamazoo. You're starting to see the rain with that. The storms at this point are not considered severe, but there'll be a lot of lightning, a lot of thunder, a lot of heavy rains at times. But the stronger storms now through western Montcalm County up through Mecosta County are racing off to the north and east. So the severe weather threat is passing as these storms exit your area. So if you've not experienced severe weather this evening, most likely you can go on with your evening activities and breathe a sigh of relief. Now there is a chance again tomorrow night, late tomorrow night, that we could see more severe weather moving into West Michigan. This would occur from about midnight through about 4 a.m. on Wednesday morning. So this is just the first round of severe weather. For those of you that didn't get us on our earlier newscasts, we can show you where those areas are right now. This is a slight risk, with the higher risks going to be off to the west and southwest. We're in a Category 2 at the moment for tomorrow night around 11 o'clock, with an enhanced risk or a moderate risk back to Wisconsin, and even a moderate risk in southeastern Iowa, western Illinois. Now this is all tomorrow night. Most of the day tomorrow, if not all of the day, will be dry here in West Michigan, but it will definitely be very warm and humid. Closer to us, or to recap, all of the severe thunderstorm warnings for Ottawa, Kent, Muskegon, and Newaygo counties have expired, with the higher risk still to the north and east of Grand Rapids. Much of western Montcalm County, you can breathe a sigh of relief. Still raining, but the severe weather is moving away from you. Still strong storms in the Lakeview region, down to just east of Trufant, with those stronger storms in the eastern, central, and northeastern part of Mecosta County, stretching all the way up through Osceola County, where much of the eastern 2/3 of the county, 3/4, is under that severe thunderstorm warning. And also new warnings being issued issued out of National Weather Service sites up in Gaylord for portions of southern Isabella County and northern Isabella County and southern Clare County as those storms approach there. They continue to intensify, moving to the northeast. Do not see an increase right now in the hail. I'm going to take a look at the inside of the storms in terms of hail. Still nothing different than what has already been observed. There could be some pea to marble size hail with that. And as far as the rotation with that storm north of Chippewa Lake, still looks like the storm itself is, we're going to switch to the Gaylord office, still seeing a little bit of rotation moving out of the Grand Rapids radar site. But nonetheless, this storm still has the potential of showing up to produce severe weather in the northeastern part of that county. I have a lot of viewers up there that depend on WZZM 13 to keep them informed of the situation, and we're going to stay on the air until that tornado warning either is canceled or expires at 7:45. You can share information with us on air by texting the word weather to 616-559-1310 or scan that QR code and share your videos and pictures if it is safe to do so. In the meantime, just stay in shelter and keep an eye on the icon in the lower right hand corner and the crawl across the bottom for the very latest. We're still under that severe thunderstorm watch. Could be canceled sooner as the storms are moving to the east, but earlier this afternoon we had the severe thunderstorm watch issued about 4:34 this afternoon for hail up to 1.5 inches diameter and 60+ mile-per-hour winds as they are moving from now much faster from the west-southwest up to 50 miles per hour. And we did see a report of a thunderstorm wind top up to 40,000 feet. It could be approaching up to 50,000 feet as these storms are moving now to the east of Grand Rapids. Taking a look at some of the damage reports from around the region, we are showing on our consumer energy power outage map that there are a number of outages now to the north of Grand Rapids where that storm has settled in. Most of the storms now up to 4,838 customers without power. It looks like most of them are centered up in the northeastern section of Muskegon County on up to west of Cedar Springs. And if we zoom in a little bit further north in the Consumers Power area, follows the path of that storm to the west of Howard City, up around the Morley area, and up into the Canadian Lakes area. And a lot of those numbers continue to go up. At least as far as the large power outages. I noticed that some of the other ones are going down in numbers. Those might be temporary, where some of them come online and then some of them drop off of the radar. So most of those are either equal or maybe just slightly lower, but the numbers have certainly been increasing over the last 10 minutes or so. 4,838 folks without power. Taking a look again for the storm up in Mecosta County, believe that storm is just about ready to exit the county as we take a look inside the storm. This velocity aspects of it have weakened considerably, but now it's starting to get up around 5,000 feet to see that. It is right along the Mecosta-Osceola County line, about ready to cross over there. This is where the circulation is, getting in a little bit tighter here. A lot of folks still watch us up in the Everett area and Hersey region. Going to try to get there. We go. It's jumping between the two radars out of Houghton, out of the Houghton Lake Alpena area where the radar is located near Gaylord. This is the storm right along the line where the potential for the winds could be reaching the ground. Just south of US 10, most likely going to cross US 10 and maybe M66 within the next 15 to 20 minutes. This area is also tornado warned, or it should be. It's under a severe thunderstorm warning right now. And the threat for that area is also only radar indicated, but nonetheless, that is where the rotation is moving into. New warnings were issued here moments ago for portions of Clare and Isabella counties until 8:30 this evening. Folks in the Mount Pleasant area, it's north of you, but it could be moving up into the Farwell and Clare area here in a little bit later on. We are just on the fringe of our viewing area up in Mecosta County where the tornado warning remains in effect, and we will stay stay on the air until this particular threat is either canceled by the National Weather Service or is updated so we can get you back to regularly scheduled programming. The rotation continues to show that it's just moving out of this vicinity, and we will continue to monitor this throughout the rest of the next few minutes or so. I know that Juliet has joined us here in the weather in the studio. I don't know if she has anything that she can pass along to us.
Well, yeah, we have Mike Cho was in Big Rapids whenever the tornado warning was issued from Mecosta County. He said that it was just heavily raining. I also heard from another viewer in Mecosta County, Bob Cox. He sent me some video, and the sky just some dark clouds, but nothing major there. So I think that has already gone east of where they are in Mecosta County. Other than that, we are not hearing any other information. Listening to the scanners, relatively quiet. I think everybody is heeding the warning, George, and staying safe. You showed the latest Consumers Energy outage map, and once again, that is sporadic as well. So we're not hearing or seeing anything, which is good. If anybody does have any interesting pictures and it's safe, or video and it's safe to send them to us, please do. George has that QR code he'll put up again, and you're looking right now. This is the map here. We're looking at the outage map, and I am looking at the numbers here while we're here. So 858 in Kent County, customers in Kent. The Wago, 1382 out of 20,000, 971 in Mecosta. So some outages, 540 in Osceola County right now.
Juliet, I'm looking at some other areas since that particular storm is exiting Mecosta County. Don't want to ignore the other areas. We do have that severe thunderstorm warning remaining in effect for Montcalm County. This is important for folks in the Six Lakes area, Stanton and Sidney. This is still a considerable threat. And as I was scanning while you were chatting there, Juliet, I noticed that we're also getting an indication along that area of leading edge of the thunderstorms that we're getting just some interesting rotation. There's a little bit of a rotation right in through here, this area to the east of M91. I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer to one of the townships. It's east of Trufant. It is along North Lake Road, just near M91. Again, this is showing the shear or the rotation. This is the winds going away from the radar in this particular direction and then moving in this direction. And so there's a little bit of a rotation right there. Could be some spin ups, could be some power outages associated with that. Also a little further south in Montcalm County, there's a little bit of a rotation to the east of Belding. This would be on West Long Lake Road, near Johnson Road North, or along M44, right in through here with the radar beam showing the winds going away from the radar and coming toward the radar here. Could be a little bit of rotation right in this vicinity along Johnson Road, M44. So if you are in northern Montcalm County, the threat of severe weather still exists for you as this line very rapidly moves to the northeast. I'm going to put a little rotational track and see if we are picking up some rotation with that. Most of the ones that I see are not associated with that circulation east of Belding. It appears that most of the rotation and tracks are around and south of Greenville, heading toward Sheridan. So the areas along M57, right in through, or M57, maybe north of M66, is where the most concern is right now as those storms move very quickly. They could spin up a very quick a small tornado. There is nothing small or diminishing about a tornado touching down. If it happens to be where you are, this area in Montcalm County is under the threat at the moment, but only severe thunderstorm warned at this point. But there is a considerable threat with this, as the storm itself is producing quite a bit of downpours, quite a bit of lightning as well, and likely perhaps quite a bit of rain as well. The lightning strikes have been prolific just in this small area alone of central Montcalm County. A total of 71 lightning strikes in the last 30 minutes, so that's about 2 every minute or so, stretching from all the way up from Cadillac down to the Michigan-Indiana border, part of that long line of storms. Looking at to see if there is what kind of rainfall rates we're getting in here. It's been raining very heavily. Generally an inch or 2, if not more, per hour. Just to the northwest of Sydney, over 2 inches of rain in 1 hour if it sat in one place. At least 1 3/4 inches to the east of Trufen. All part of that system moving through. For folks that have been with us or still are just joining us, the threat remains considerable for eastern parts of Montcalm County, and maybe the warning will be extended to the eastern part of that county. Right now, we have the latest information from the National Weather Service in Mecosta County, where they just mentioned that they will let the tornado warning expire at 7:45. Their statement is the storm which prompted the warning has weakened considerably below severe limits and will no longer be capable of producing a tornado up in northeastern Mecosta County. So they're going to let this particular warning expire here in the next 4 minutes or so as the storm is moving through the area. However, gusty winds are still possible with that particular thunderstorm. And as we mentioned, the severe thunderstorm watch remains in effect until 10 o'clock tonight. This has been a marginal severe weather situation. And as I mentioned, we will continue to monitor this throughout portions of Montcalm County. Lots of things going on here in the studio, and this could be extended to the east as well. So folks in eastern and northeastern Montcalm County, you should continue to monitor for more severe weather in that area. And as we talk, there's severe thunderstorm warning that has just been issued for the northeastern part of Mecosta County or Montcalm County on up through parts of Isabella and into Gratiot County. This is again a radar indicated strong thunderstorm. This will be in effect until 8:45 this evening. Juliet, I think we are going to wrap up our tornado continuous severe weather coverage since the threat of tornadoes at this point has passed for Mecosta County, but we do want to have you, if you can safely, go outside, take some pictures, report to us whether you had damage or didn't have damage. That's just as important. If you have power, that's great. If you don't, hopefully Consumers Energy will be getting to you as soon as these storms do pass.
And we are, I'm just following some information that we are hearing from dispatches on the scanners, and we're heading right now toward a fire that is maybe started by lightning. So we'll continue to follow that in Ottawa County, and we'll keep everybody updated, and we'll have the latest coming up tonight at 11. But safely, if you can, send us some pictures and videos and any information you want to share. We'd like to see it and have it.
And you can stay up to date by just watching the icon in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. Crawl across the bottom has more information in a nonverbal form that you can keep track of the storms. Just stay safe here the rest of this evening. So Juliet, we're live here in the studio, and we're going to wrap things up and let you get back to regular programming. So stay safe this evening.
This was a severe weather alert from 13 on your side. News.